Hello, everybody. Welcome to my weird, wonderful world, and we are now live. So I'm just gonna wait until somebody shows up a little bit. I haven't really prepared anything to talk about. Actually, I kind of got into cleaning my room. My room needed cleaning. It came time again for cleaning, and I don't know. This afternoon, I started putting on that Creedence Clearwater Revival, that first CD. I'm not doing a review on that yet. Hello, welcome, welcome. Ask me anything. Let's start the conversation. What do you want to know, see, hear, or whatever I can talk about? I've been cleaning today, and so I've been organizing and trying to I did a lot of good cleaning today. I'll be doing more tomorrow for sure. You know, now that I started cleaning, I have to finish. It feels good cleaning your room. So anybody join me? Come on and let's talk. Yeah, let me talk about this for a moment. So today, I have this in the player right now, the Creedence Clearwater Revival, the Live in Woodstock. I want to play it. I've already played the first disc of Tommy Fogerty and the Blue Velvets. So and of course the Gollywogs. I wrote down the score too. I wrote down the score to each one. You know what? Just maybe I should do a little review to start off with. How you like that? Yeah. So yeah, just to start off, because so let me do a quick review of this. I'll do a more I'm gonna do a more review. Of course, when I do all of them, I'm because I'm using the number system like I usually do. Oh, hello, hi. Yeah, it's just you for now that I can see. Um, Show that here. Yeah, it's only you for now, music lover, music and cat lover. Yeah, absolutely. You did, but I'm thankful that you're here. So yeah, start a conversation with me about something, anything. I'm here for you guys. I want to try to go for at least an hour or two. I'm good until 6 p.m. I'm good for the next 2 hours. So whatever you guys wanna do, I'm here for it. So yeah, I played these, and one thing I like about them, there's a lot of there is a lot of mono on this. Some of this is in mono and actually pretty cool because I listened to it in the earphones last night, and I listened to it today. And today is when I started writing all the. There's 25 tracks, but the last one doesn't count because it's just the Action USA promotional spot, so it does not count at all. So, oh, okay. So it's 9 p.m. in the evening there, and oh wow, eh? So you're a 5 hours difference. That's that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we're a little early. It's 4 p.m. in the afternoon here. Pretty nice day. If I wasn't doing this today, I would have taken a nice long bike ride. Absolutely. Oh, yes, actually, let's talk about that. I don't have it with me right now. I should have borrowed that. Actually, I should have borrowed that also from my friend Robert because he played it the other night for me. Actually, yesterday, and but I ended up borrowing this because like I said, I really wanted to do the review of that and stuff. But yeah, let's talk about the new Alice Cooper album. I love it. I need to get it. I think it. I think the band, their style together, the way they interact together, they sound like their old band. They sound like the old stuff, with just like maybe newer, a little bit newer, slicker, polished stuff. But yeah, that album sounds like it could have been plucked right out from the '70s. So I'm actually very satisfied and happy with that album. I will be getting it. As a rating so far, I want to give it like at least between an 8.5 and a 9 for sure, because yeah, I really like it. So, what do you think of it, Music and Cat Lover? I'm pretty sure you like it. I love it. I think yeah, it's definitely back to form. Back to form. They sound like they should sound. That's how Alice Cooper band should sound. So, anything else you guys want to know? Anything else you want to talk about? Well, let me actually okay. Unless you have something else to talk about, I'm gonna get right back into doing the yeah. Might as well do my little. I'm gonna do it again. Another review of this with this in a couple of days, or probably tomorrow at one point. But yeah, I do. But also tomorrow, don't worry about that. I'm going to be going over my Sparks Timber stuff. So at your first listen, you gave it a 3.5, but after some listening, you gave it a 4.5. Absolutely. Again, yeah, that's deserving because I like it. I really do like it. I actually liked it quite a. I would say I gave it a 4 to 4.5 for sure. Uh, my first listen, absolutely, because I really do enjoy it. Yeah, I would say that's fair. 4.5, 4 out of 5. Yeah, that's very fair. Very fair. That sounds right. And it'll get better each listen, each for sure. But I actually really enjoyed this. Now for the four first songs, I gave each one a 8.5. Okay, and 8.5 is actually the lowest score on all and on any of these. So yeah, the four first songs, of course, "Come On Baby," "Oh My Love," "Have You Ever Been Lonely," and "Bonita." Yeah, they sound like your average 1961 type of fare. Nothing too dynamic. I mean, they're still great songs for what they are. But when you start the gollywogs, the first song was an 8.5. The second song was a 9, which number 6 it's yeah, "Little Girl Does Your Mama Know." That got the first 9 out of 10. And then I got to number 8, which is "You Came Walking," and that got a 9 out of 10. And then the next 4 got a 9 out. Oh, next 5 got a so 5 in a row got a 9 out of 10. Song number 12, which is it, "Brown Eyed Girl." Yeah, "Brown Eyed Girl," which got a 9 out of 10, reminded me of the Rolling Stones. It reminded me very, very much of the Rolling Stones. So I like that. Then the first one that got 9.5 is number 13, "You Better Be Careful." I like that. I like the next one after that too, "Fight Fire." That was a good one. Next couple got a 9, and then a 9.5 for number 18, "Try, Try, Try." I gave my first 10 to the instrumental. Uh, it's called instrumental number 1. I I'm a sucker for a good instrumental, and that was like, yeah, they do a nice little instrumental like that. Yeah, yep, that deserves a 10 right there. Song number 20, which is "Little Tina," got a 9.5. Song number 21, "Walking on Water." I love the sound of it. I'm not. I don't know if it's a fuzz pedal or whatever. I like the way they sing it, and that got a 10. That got a 10. But then and then the next 3 songs of "You Better Get It Before It Gets You," "Tell Me," and "You Can't Be True," the second version, they all got a 9.5 out of 10. And for some reason "Tell Me," song 23 here, yeah, "Tell Me," that sounded very familiar. I know I've heard that song several times before. As soon as it started, it's like, I know that song. I I've heard this song many times before. Yeah, that's cool that it's on there. I like that. The 10, and it reminded me a lot of the Rolling Stones. So it had a much more of a Rolling Stones flavor. And yeah, so that's kind of my mini review of that. But I didn't tally up the numbers. I didn't find an ultimate. You're gonna That will be when I do. an official review of this and the other ones. And then I'm gonna do my computation, add all the numbers together, and then I'll find out which album out of these out of this set is I'm like so someone said okay, Robert said that this is the entire collection of Creedence Clearwater Revival minus some of this live stuff here, like with the Woodstock stuff, right? But then somebody says, well, you need to hear Cosmos Factory. Well, if this is everything, isn't Cosmo Factory on here also? That's what I like to know. If somebody can correct me on that, they're saying no. If you listen to that, you're still not listening to everything. You still need to hear some of their studio albums. So yeah, if somebody has information about that, let me know. Am I if I just listen to this, am I still missing something? Yeah, I like to know that. And for anybody who's watching after the fact, after this has already been posted, you can always let me know down in the comments below, also for sure. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. Like yeah, that first because that's what I put on. I put it on today. It's like about 56 minutes, the first CD, and it got me wanting to clean. When I that's you know when you are listening to really good music when it gets you wanting to do something like cleaning or building something or creating something. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Me, well, same thing. Same here. Same here. I just pretty much know the normal ones. Like for what's on the Woodstock one here is that it has Born on the Bayou, Green River, 99 and a half, Won't Do, a bootleg, it says, Commotion, Bad Moon Rising, Proud Mary, I Put a Spell on You, which they do an awesome job with. Nighttime is the right time. Keep on chugging, and Susie Q. So yeah, keep on chugging is good. So I need to listen to this again. I only listened to that with Robert the other day, but I need to listen to this again in the earphones. I really kind of want to listen to the crowd between sets too, because there's a cool story with this CD, with this performance that I'll get to when I do a better review of it once I listen to it again in earphones. Yeah, that's the funny thing when you're cleaning up around here, you find odd stuff. Like I got so much different little odds and ends of stuff from Cineplex that I got tons, and I'm gonna put them all for sale on Marketplace because I don't need any of stuff like this. But I got tons of little things like for example, I get this poo emoji, a little poo emoji I found. It's like a keychain thing, but I thought it was funny, and I have another one here too, and yeah, another one pretty much like it, but it's winking instead. The other one's winking. This one here has his eyes open, and of course I find it. It was hidden under my bed, but I find it and it just made me laugh. Oh, I had some poo under my bed. Good thing it didn't stink. Just little funny things like that sometimes. All right. Anything else? Anything else we can talk about? Because yeah, I can talk about whatever you want. I again, I don't have anything planned. I don't like. I just want to go off the cuff like usual and and hang out with you guys. That's what I'm basically want to do this afternoon is hang out with you guys and talk and have and bring up good conversations about music or movies and that. Now, I've been really wanting to go see Superman in the theater. I really want to go see it. I got to go see it in 3D, and it's going to cost a little bit. I just like still trying to make the time to go, and it kind of I don't know. I still kind of have a melancholy feeling about going to the movie theater because I used to work there for 10.5 years, and I haven't worked there in almost 3 years now. It's going on 3 years that I have my new job, and I miss it. I miss it. It makes me sad. It makes me sad that I had a job that I love. They weren't paying me or anything. They weren't paying me well. There was no benefits, no future, no raises or anything like that. They kept on you know, making the job tougher and less fun, and sucking all the cinema experience out of it. I pity people going to see the cinema today. They they will never experience it like the way I did growing up in the 80s and 90s. From those were the greatest time to go see movies. And I still say even today, the 1990s were the 1999, the year 1999, greatest year for movies in my humble opinion. We had the Phantom Menace. We had I think Lord of the Rings was out that year. Fight Club, my favorite movie of all the time. The Matrix was out that year. Some of my all-time favorite movies is that year. So yeah, 1999 is the last year where before studios really started controlling the artists and started really putting their claws in entertainment. And that's the last year where most of the movies were good, were awesome. Any opinions? Anybody wants to chime in? Please, I'm always looking for. Let's keep the conversation going. I don't want to run out of things to talk about. Definitely not. But like I said, I could talk about anything. So again, I kind of bring up the movie theater, saying that I want to go see the cinema because I kind of found something. Again, doing some cleaning, I found something that just yeah, it reminds me of that time. Here's my name tag. Here's my name tag when I was working at Cineplex. We were allowed to put our favorite movie on our name tag. Of course, it has to be that. At first, for the longest time, though, the first time I put a movie there, I put Looper. I don't know. When I first saw Looper, I don't know. It's just something cinematic about it. It was truly. I felt that movie was truly in its own particular way, super cinematic and awesome. But Fight Club. But I had to put Fight Club on there because that was still, I that was way before before I started working at the movie theater. I only started working at the movie theater in 2012. Yeah. So about no 20 yeah 2011 2012 something like that. I wish I was working at the movie theater. It was a fun job. As you may or may not know, I also have like tons of movie posters. I have like a hundred and about 130 to 140 movie posters. I have many up on my wall and stuff, but I have like a whole bunch in my closet here just rolled up and in the poster rolls. Like I have the actual poster holders that they use at work and that. I grabbed a whole bunch. Plus I grabbed some other kind of tubes, little cardboard tubes that I can actually roll extra posters if I need to. So I have enough stuff to roll the posters, but I like to maybe sell some posters, and I would want to sell them as one lot. I would say for 100 posters, 100 posters, 200 $200. Will you say $300? What would you think is a good price for 100 posters, 100 movie posters, and it's just you, whatever's in there, it is. It'll be between this time to this time. It'll be between 2012 to 2001. Okay. Yeah, 2021. Sorry, 2020. Yeah, 2021. So from 2012, 2021. Yeah, about that. It was around that time. It was 10, about almost 10 and a half years. So within that decade, there's, yeah, I have some interesting posters. I have like, and multiples of like series. It's not just like one poster, but it'd be a series of posters of three different posters for the same series. Like for example, I have what is it? The Queen of Scott one is with Saoirse Ronan and Margot Robbie. There is, with the Queen of England, and the Queen is Queen Victoria and something. Well, I have a picture. I have the posters, and they're all in mint condition of them standing next to each other. And then you have on one poster would be just for one person, but they're, yeah, they all go together as a like perfect bookends. So the person who is interested in movie posters, who would pick, who's like, okay, let's see what's in there. And I can give you, and I can probably take pictures and of the highlights in that. Yeah, I'm going to be putting a whole bunch of stuff that that I don't need. It's just taking up space around here. I'm going to be putting that all for sale. Oh, hi, RW. You're new, and that's a pretty cool profile picture. I like that. It reminds me of something Tool would do. Of course, Tool being my favorite band of all time. I'm wearing a Tool shirt right now. So what's up, RW? Have you subscribed to my channel? Before you do, just watch other content of mine first and find out if I'm a You're lurking? There's nothing wrong with lurking. I'm always looking for new friends to make for sure. Yeah. So you're a Tool fan, I hope, or a music fan of general. My music collection is pretty eclectic. I have 800 albums altogether, a little over 1,000 CDs altogether, and yeah, I could talk about almost any kind of music. So what kind of music do you like? Bring up some music and stuff, and let's talk about it. Absolutely. I'm definitely curious to hear, what people are listening to, because they never know what I'm going to like and attract, or even like, oh yes, I know that, and start up a conversation. Absolutely. So yeah. So what kind of music do you listen to? I'm very curious. Oh, okay. I see it now. I get that. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. That's a really cool profile picture. That's cool. That's good. Me too. I'm a big Kiss fan. Kiss was my very first favorite band when I was a kid. Mostly the makeup era. Like once they took off their makeup, I kind of clicked out a little bit, but I still do want to get that era. All the old school Kiss. I have everything from the debut right up to Creatures of the Night, and plus I do have Psycho Circus. I have Sonic Boom. Any like for me, Kiss is not Kiss without Ace Frehley and Peter Criss. Cody Parks and the Dirty South. Okay, you know what? And any suggestions? I'm although I'm a little backed up on the suggestions, I like to get to people's recommendations. I do like listening to them. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's not the same without Peter and Chris. It really isn't. They had, they bring their own personalities to it, and the other guys are good. All the other players are good, but there's a charm with Ace Frehley. I loved Ace Frehley. Ace Frehley was one of my favorite parts of Kiss. And once he left, it wasn't the same. You know, you might be able to Oh, let's see that. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. I would love to see Ace Frehley live. That I think he's still awesome. Need to get his solo albums. I still would want to start with Freely's Comet. You know, Uh, just it's just the best. So I wrote that down. Cody Parks and the Dirty South. I almost stopped at Dirty. That would have been funny, but Dirty South. Okay. I will be checking that out. Like I say, I'm a little behind on some of the recommendations I need to get to, but if I write it down, I will eventually get to it. I have a I mean I just started a whole new notepad, but I save my old notepads and I go back into them and I look at them because I never know, because sometimes I might have an idea jotted down there and say, "Oh, that might be a good idea for something." I have almost all of the Ace's stuff. Yeah, yeah. I need more Ace. Really, he's an underrated guitarist for sure. You know, people. You know, some people still look at Kiss as that as that goofy, campy, sexually undertoned band that I don't know, that just a little bit too comic book, for some people's taste. But I loved them. I still love them. I mean, although I will admit I did outgrow them, but I still love them. I still love those albums and can put anyone on at any time and listen to the whole thing and not be bored with it and still love it. Even The Elder. I can put The Elder on from start to finish and enjoy it. I enjoy The Elder. I never did as much before. I was so disappointed with some of it, but there's always some other part of it. I love the Ace Frehley stuff on there. Like there's an awesome instrumental on there. Um, yeah, they kind of missed the mark with it, but I don't care. I don't care. I still love the Elder. So I'm still a big Kiss fan. Absolutely. But yeah, Ace Frehley is my the best solo album. All his songs are he's my favorite Kiss singer. Yeah, it seems like the Elder got better with time. It did, because when you look at it at hindsight, you know, and it's not until the last couple, maybe the last 5 6 years, that had realized that, for the longest time, and stupid me, I thought The Elder was a movie soundtrack, that there was an actual movie behind it, and with like the actor Chris Makepeace, because Chris, I remember Chris Makepeace, and I knew he was an actor, so for some reason I had assumed it was a movie, and I could never find it, or like there was no word of it anywhere. And then no, but no, it was just a concept album. It was just a concept album. And when you look at it from that point of view as a concept album, that really sounds like it could have been a soundtrack 100%. And I was totally expecting it to be a soundtrack, but it really grows on you. Those people who bash it, I don't know. They probably just only listened to it the one time and got disappointed, and just never heard it again. But there's good stuff on it. Yeah, I agree. It gets better with age for sure. So, but for me, what started Kiss, and I was a fan of Kiss right from the debut. Like as a kid, I'm 54 years old. I was born in January of 71. So by the time that the debut album came out, I was just old enough, maybe 3, 4. My uncle Frank, brought that album over and started playing it. By the time we hit Black Diamond, yeah, I knew they were my favorite. They're going to be my favorite band. And then when everybody else caught up to them, when they released Alive, the first live album, and everybody caught up with my fandom of how much this I love this band, that's when it really came out. Oh, if you hear motorcycles and stuff and cars and that, I'm sorry. I do have the window open. I do like to get some fresh air in here, so I will apologize for any sounds you might hear outside. Yeah. So so yeah. So anything else you guys want to know or talk about? I'm here for you guys. Anything. But yeah, I really enjoy that. I really do love that 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 profile picture. Oh no. Because of course they're knights in Satan's service. No. No, of course not. We never looked at it that way. I never looked at it as anything evil or bad. It was just entertainment. It was just entertainment. It was no different than like Alice Cooper. It was no different than yeah, YWP. I'm not sure what that stands for. Oh, yep. Oh, duh. Of course it means yep. Yeah, of course. I do that too. I I type too fast, but yeah, that's yeah, no, it was just fun. It was just fun, interesting music. You were listening to it for the music. It didn't really matter, I thought it was cool that they were like, I thought they were like live action superheroes. For me, because you're a kid, you're into cartoons, you're into Spider-Man, you're into Superman, you're into Batman and all of them, and then you got these real live guys looking very similar to that, but just a little bit on the scary side. A demon, a star child, and a spaceman and a cat person. It was something. It was wild. It was everything a kid wanted. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It was so. I still have nostalgia for Kiss and still love Kiss. I mean, yes, I looking back on it, maybe it was a little juvenile, but who cares? You have to have a little bit of juvenility in your life sometimes. That's what keeps you feeling young. That's what keeps. I think if you're able to keep your bills paid and you do your responsibility, try to make your child happy, your inner child happy. You get that's you know that's where your happiness kind of lies. Remembering all the good things that you've enjoyed. Like just a couple of days ago, I was talking about my favorite kids programming of all time. Which is a Canadian show called The Hilarious House of Frightenstein. Yeah, it has to be. It's not Frightenstein. It's actually supposed to be pronounced Frightenstein. And awesome show. I'm not going to talk about it on this, but I did a video a couple of days ago talking about that, and I'm going to talk about some other kids shows too. But the '70s, eh? The '70s was wild. The things that they would get away with too on TV in the '70s that you couldn't get away with nowadays at all. The things I grew up watching. There's so much on TV growing up that I was watching that I probably should not have been watching. My parents were not the most well informed parents about stuff like that. But like I'm sure I watched stuff like Evil Dead or yeah, or even like I remember going to the drive-in theater and seeing not close, um, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones for the first time, and at the end when their faces is melting. Oh, and like especially that part where that ghost is coming and she looks like an angel at first, and then it turns into a skeleton face as it's coming closer to the camera. Yeah, I was too young to have watched that at the time. I think that was the second movie. I think because when you go to a drive-in movie, it was a double bill, and I'm pretty sure that first movie that played was wow God, what was that first movie that played? Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke. Yeah, yeah, it is a great scene. Marion, don't look at them. Keep your eyes closed. And yeah, I love those movies. I'm a huge movie fan. I just recently had gotten myself in like a couple months ago a Blu-ray player, and I've been rewatching all the Star Wars movies again, and and really, I don't know, really enjoying it this time because you're able to pick out, finally see the detail that you always wanted to see on it, especially in high definition, you know. So, yeah, if you, yeah, again, I'm not here just to talk about music. I talk about music. I'll talk about entertainment of all kinds, like TV shows, movies, you know, you name it. I'll talk about it. You know, like how much I loved this show growing up. You know, The Greatest American Hero. I loved it so much that I love that logo, and I had to draw it. Some of the stuff is actually drawn by me. You know, yeah, I drew that logo. I drew this. If you can't, if you should get this. It's Deadpool, but in the same position as Michael Jackson Thriller. It's Michael Jackson Thriller, but it says Deadpool Killer instead of Michael Jackson Thriller, and it's the exact same pose in the exact same way. And yeah, I just had the thought one day of that. Yeah, that'd be fun. I love coming up with great art ideas. And if I didn't have a day job, I'd be making this channel my main mission of just I would do so much more. I would do so much more for my channel if this was my main job. I want to, like, my main goal is to incorporate much more artistic value into the, like, more art projects and stuff. Like, for example, um if I for everybody checking me out, it takes practice. I know some people say they can't draw, but it's like if you remember when you first started as a kid, first started writing your name, it would probably look really bad and sloppy. But the more you kept doing it, the more you kept writing your name, it started looking a little bit better, a little bit more legible, and a little bit more legible. And now you probably have a nice stylized signature. Me, my signature is still pretty much a chicken scratch, but I don't care. but but yeah, I like coming up with ideas. I mean, I get ideas all the time from other sources and that, and like I still love this idea that I did with these here. You know, for the longest time, you know, I wanted to have fun with this, and so with magnets, you know, once it clicks in, I can change the mask on there. I I think that's I love that. That just tickles me. That just makes me so happy that I can do that. I only have the two for now. I have some other projects I need to get to, and I will be, and I have been. But I need to make more. I'm gonna have one. I'm gonna have one for every day of the week. I'm gonna make one maybe of the Flash. I'll make one for like Captain America. I'll make one for just different things here and there. You know, I think that's because they're pretty easy for me to do. It'll take me between an hour to an hour and a half tops for each one. Like that one here, the Adam West one I did. That only took me an hour to do. It took me an hour because 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 once you do it once, mm, I'm Batman. I'm Batman. Ah. That's funny. I like that. That's cool. Yeah, so it's only Bristol board, you know, with marker and pencil crayons. You just get the outline, and I'll show you kind of what I did, you know. I go up to it, you make a you make a you just kind of trace the outline of what you want, and then when I'm ready, when I'm ready, I'll just kind of and it's kind of a cheat in a way, but you just take a pen and you kind of just take your pencil line and kind of rub over it, and it will leave an impression on the paper so that you can get your guidelines of where you want it. But everything else, you know, that's all I start with. That's all I start with. It's just a simple little guideline. And then I form it out the way I want it to, cut it all in, color it all in, and then boom, I'm golden. I'm good to go. So and it's just simple little simple little magnets in that. I got a whole bunch of them here. Where did I put those? So yeah, I got like 200 of them to use. So I can go for I can make tons of these. and and I still got tons of Bristol board left, so yeah, I want to make more for sure. I find that fun. I find it's interesting that I can now kind of change up my boring background to it's not always the same static background. That's the reason why I bought the lights for. As soon as I saw them, yeah, I had to get them, and I bought like I already have a replacement for them. These are actually the second set of lights that I put up there. The other ones burnt out, and actually it wasn't the. Mm, yeah, thank you. Do you actually know where I got the idea for that? It was from a YouTube short of a guy putting his ID into his wallet, right? And the face on his ID, the picture, when he put it in, it lined up with a little bit of a cutout on in the wallet itself of a Batman mask. Just the kind of just the hole of the eyes and the mouth, and just a little bit of the detail drawing around of the ears and the shape. But when he puts it in and the face lined up, it like and I thought that was genius. I could do that with magnets on that. Yeah, yeah. So I love when I get sparks of ideas. So yeah, anything else you guys want to talk about? Again, movies, music, sky's the limit. Whatever you want to talk about. After later, I'm going to be like, because this is a piece of my history, right? With the Fight Club being my favorite movie that's on my old name tag when I used to work at Cineplex. I am going to be putting that. I am going to stick it right under here. It'll be right there once I'm done. So not right yet. I will put that later. So what kind of music you want to talk about? What still RW? You haven't told me what music you listen to. What's your favorite kind of music? Oh yeah, you already told me Kiss. Yeah, Kiss, right? Of course, and I agree. I love Kiss still. You know, I mean, they're probably still in my top 20 to 25 favorite bands of all time. They're still up there, but they they're not like some of my favorite bands now are Tool, um, uh, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. That took a little second to come out. Yeah, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. I'm really getting into Sparks. I love Rush. I have all the Rush stuff plus so much stuff on DVD. I out of out of all that different media content that I have, Rush is pretty much the band that I have the most stuff in all media because I got all the albums plus I have pretty much almost all the DVD sets like the times three. I got the Chronicles. I got the yeah. I got a whole bunch of Rush, and plus I have another band that I like a lot that I don't talk about enough on this channel, and I do want to actually maybe in sometime in October I want to talk about Bell and Sebastian. Mega, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I have all the Metallicas now. Metallica was my was my favorite band in the late 80s and early 90s. From Master of Puppets is my introduction to Metallica, and yeah, they were my favorite band until the Black album. The Black album, they kind of you know got a little bit too commercial for my liking. But I still have all the Metallica. I still love them all. I think I have some rankings and stuff of Metallica in some older videos of mine. You could probably check out if you're interested. So I've done some rankings for Metallica. I need to get all. I want all the Megadeth. That's something I'm kind of lacking right now. but I have quite a bit of Anthrax. I have a couple of Panteras. Definitely have a couple of Panteras. I have a Testament. I'm sure you like Testament. I have Practice What You Preach, but I definitely want more Testament. Texas Hippie Coalition. Now, yeah, I don't think I've heard them before. You know what? I'm going to write that down too. Like I say, I'm behind on people's suggestions, but I really will get I will get to them once I can. And once I find something that I like from these suggestions, I do talk about them. Coalition. All right, yeah, I need to check them out. If they're as heavy as Megadeth, Metallica, and Pantera, I'm sure I'm gonna love them. Or they could be completely different for all I know. Oh yeah, I need yeah. I'm so again. I'm like with my like with my Megadeth. I am sorely lacking Testament. Well, even Slayer. I only have three Slayers. I have South of Heaven. I have Rain and Blood, and I have Seasons in the Abyss. Those are pretty much the primary three I need at first. All the rest are awesome too, but they're more, you know, well, yeah, I had to get the main ones that I grew up with first. They are considered red dirt metal. Ooh, that's intriguing. Yeah, well, yeah, I want to keep that in mind. I'm going to put in parentheses after red dirt metal. That's awesome. I like that. Yeah, yeah, I definitely want to check that out. See, thank you. That's the whole purpose of this of doing this live, so I can learn about some new bands and 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 make some new friends and hang out with you guys. I wish there was more people here. I only have three of you guys watching for now, but I do appreciate it. Kind of Oklahoma, Texas, Southern metal. Ah, there's nothing wrong with that, you know. When it comes to Texas, I, I'm of course who isn't a big fan of ZZ Top. I have I have two of their albums. I have Eliminator. I have a great Eliminator double set that has like a DVD of the videos in it, and I also have I have Afterburner plus two different greatest hits that really covers a wide range of their career. So yeah, I like that kind of stuff. So I'm sure I'm gonna like them. So yeah, I'm into all kinds of good music. So anything else, anything. That's what I'm here for. Let me know. So all right. What else should I talk about? Should I bring up again that I'm that I am doing? Yeah, for anybody who's just joining, I am doing a. I'm going to be doing a review of each one of these albums, and then I'm going to be doing an ultimate review of the whole thing as a whole. This is going to probably take a few, probably a couple, about a week or two to get through. I'm going to give it at least 2 weeks to go through this. I'm still going to do my Sparks Timber 100%. But yeah, I listened to the first disc already today, and last night, which is the Tommy Fogerty and the Blue Velvet stuff, and of course along with the Gollywog stuff. So look forward to in about I would say tomorrow tomorrow along with my my recap of what I did for Sparks Timber last year. Yeah. So I will be doing two videos tomorrow for that, like two separate videos. So any entertainment you guys want to talk about, like I said, music, movies, it really doesn't matter. Any good live venues that you have gone to see lately. I'm like this year and last year, well, the last 2 years, okay, I have been getting much more, and thanks to my good friend Robert Cormier, who is also in one of these local bands with Francine McClure. You know, they play kind of French folk music, but it's really good. It's really well done folk music. But I've been getting into the local bands around here. I'm not going to delve too much into it, but I think if you're not going to see as many bands, you should. You should go see bands. It's really awesome to get out and see live venues. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I really want to see that for sure. And before I see it, I would actually love to see the first movie, the original movie first again. Like to refresh my memory on it. It's been a while. I love that movie, the first Spinal Tap movie. It is hilarious. You know, Christopher Guest is like he's so funny. He's so funny. You know, so and is it on Rush, a Rush video that I have? Or I have him on DVD playing that same character he does from Spinal Tap, but it's not a Spinal Tap movie. But it's interviews of stuff, and where he's talking. It's Christopher Guest for sure. But what I think it's on something I have with Rush. But yeah, Christopher Guest is awesome. So yeah, definitely want to go see the new Spinal Tap movie. That's anything, especially that for sure. Anything musical, yeah. I'm been getting There's a still. Oh, speaking of Robert Cormier, yeah, there he is. So you went to Sobeys for a barbecue chicken and some lettuce and cucumber for salad, and I am back for your live chat. Oh, perfect, awesome. Yeah, I'm going to be here for another hour, at least another hour for sure. You know, as long as you guys can bring some good topics to bring up, I'll try to bring up some topics too if I can. You know, I'm trying to liven things up. But yeah, but awesome, awesome. Yeah, we were just talking about. I started earlier talking. I started talking about the Creedence Clearwater Revival that you lent me. I've listened to the first CD already. I have this in the player. I still want to play it again with the headphones, but I played that first disc with the headphones last night, and I played it again today out loud, and it got me wanting to clean my room. It got me cleaning my room, and I started digging out some stuff that I knew I had, you know, but I needed to find. So yeah, it's good to clean your room, and I'll be doing some more of that tomorrow. I'll be getting rid of this chair that I'm sitting on right now. I have an exact copy because I have two chairs that I saved from this from Cineplex when I before I left there. They were getting rid of them, and I had a chance to get them home, and so I took them and brought them home. And this so I have two red chairs. You can't really see it, but you kind of see that these chairs are really wrecked and they need they they would need repair. But I'm getting rid of this tomorrow. I'm Oh, it's no problem, no problem. I'm This is music in Calabria. No, I'm glad to have you back. It's okay. You have to do what you have to do, but I'm glad you came back. No problem at all. Oh yeah, so far I really enjoyed that. I've been keeping score of the songs, so every album I'll be doing a review of each one as I go along, and then I'll be doing a full review of all six albums as a special episode where I review everything and give a ranking and grading and stuff. So yeah, so once I mean, I sort of did a quick review of it, but I want to give a tomorrow. I'll do a proper review of this and the first disc. So tomorrow, look forward to seeing a proper review of that, just that first part. And I'll probably be numbering the episodes too. I'll be putting them in a playlist so you'll be able to watch all of it in a playlist for sure. And if I need to put um, timestamps and stuff, I will for sure. So thank you, Robert. Yeah, Robert Cormier that you it's Robert Cormier. This guy here that lent me this for a week or two. I do want to get them back to you as soon as possible. So as soon as I'll be listening to this as soon as possible to make sure that I want to get it back to you in perfect condition, as the same exact condition that you gave them to me for sure. So anything else you guys want to talk about? So yeah, we're talking about movies, music of all kinds, artwork. If you want to talk about artwork, TV shows, really doesn't make a difference to me. Gonna adjust that. So yeah, um, I have so much. I still have so much drawing to do still. Like tonight, like later, because as soon as I'm done with the doing this live, I still do want to do at least a little bit more cleaning up here as I'm playing. Because I'll be playing this out loud when I finish my cleaning up, and I'll be listening to it again tonight in the earphones for sure. I still haven't heard this in the earphones yet, but I will be once I get a chance. But I do want to play it again tonight. Be like tonight, twice tonight. I'll play it. Um, what else do I want to talk about? Ah, but like, okay. You know how sometimes, yeah, there we go. Hmm. Yes. I have started again. It's a work in progress. I really don't want to show anybody it until it's done, because yeah, sometimes I don't mind showing people work in progress. Sometimes I don't want to. It depends because of the a little bit more personal nature of the picture, because there's such beloved pets of one of my favorite YouTubers, Larry Graves, that I want to make sure I do a super awesome job on it. I don't want to mess it up. I want to take my time with it, and anything I show you ahead of time will not do it justice, and I don't want it to be spoiled. I don't want to show you the picture. I want Larry himself to show you the picture. So, as mentioned yesterday at Live in Woodstock, is raw, which is what I like in a live performance. Yeah, me too. Me too. I mean, uh, that's why a lot of people love early ACDC or even any ACDC. The one word that they usually I hear them to describe how they feel about ACDC is that, oh, I love their raw sound. I love their raw sound. And it's true. They have a raw sound that's gritty, and sometimes that gritty sound adds to that it adds to the flavor of a musical composition. Not everything should be so polished. You know, for the longest time, as I'm learning about music, for the longest time, music used to be really super straightforward. There was like super rigid rules of writing music that music couldn't be in time signatures, that it had to be in 4/4 or 6/4 or 8/4. It had to be in even time meters and stuff. But it's when people say like, screw that, we're not gonna follow those rules. We're gonna, you wouldn't have awesome music today without rule breakers like the Beatles or anybody who uses odd time signatures in their music and stuff. So do I. Who I don't think there's really a very large percentage of AC/DC fans who would say that Brian is their favorite. I think uh, like the majority, a large majority of AC/DC fans would have to say, yeah, yeah, yeah. When it's good, it doesn't matter how it sounds. Sometimes even the little flaws, the little that's and you know what? That's what makes the music of nowadays not so great. It's not so great. The kids nowadays, I don't, they don't. It's too easy. It's too easy. The their music is way too accessible, way too easy, way too polished, too too safe, too boring and mundane. There's no thinking outside the box with artists nowadays. It's only going to be those artists that can go outside the box, and which is why right now, why King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard became my second favorite band of all time, because because when I started listening to them, they they're going outside the box. They're trying to do music differently. They're young guys who is taking the mantle of what came before, of all the great music that came before it, and they're trying to transform it into something different, to something special. And I appreciate that like you wouldn't believe. Like when like the my first real introduction with King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard is oh, they're similar, but but Bon Scott had much more, I don't know, much more flavor in his voice. There's much more personality. There's almost, when you listen to Bon Scott sing some of those old AC/DC songs, there's a mischievous, you know, kind of almost not talky, but it's his singing can be almost a speaking sing-songy way in the best way possible. That is like there you can hear a certain sarcasm or there's certain inflection with Brian Johnson. It's just pretty much him singing straight out and forceful, and he has a good singing voice and he hit notes, but he doesn't put a lot of personality and flavor in it. He's not giving certain words a certain weight that Bon Scott used to do. So that's a little bit difference with that. But coming back to what I was saying about King Gizzard, it was that microtonal stuff that they're doing, that nobody else is doing microtonal stuff like that. That's what really started piquing my interest with King Gizzard, and then when I start and then again what they did with on God Infinity. I want more bands to blow my minds like that. A lot of bands are good. There's a lot of good bands, but there's not a lot of bands that impress me anymore. Unlike but I have to hand it to Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper, bravo! You're coming back and you're bringing back the old flavor back in form like it needs to be, and but not. It sounds some okay. It sounds familiar, but they're not rehashing it. They're making it sound newer. They're making the old stuff sound new, but still old. They're really walking that line perfectly, that they're making it sound more modern and different enough from their old stuff, and then keeping it unique and interesting, but giving you that nostalgia you crave. That is what I love about that new Alice Cooper album. That he found that perfect balance between keeping it modern, keeping it up to date, but making it sound nostalgic. Even Metallica didn't even with their last couple of albums. They're I mean, yeah, they're redeeming their last few bad ones, with the Loads and Saint Anger, but they're showing. But yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's my opinion on that for sure. I like the subject. I like this topic. Anything else you guys want to hear or talk about? But yeah, when it comes to music, the more natural, the more human element, and the more expression it can be, and the more that it can, surprise you. In that interview with with Sting. I think it's Rick Beato when he was interviewing Sting. Sting would say, if a song if a song doesn't surprise you within the first 4 to 5 bars, if you're not getting if it's still if it's the same after 4 or 5 bars, it's probably not going to be a good song. Mm, mm. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Oh, keep that back on. Yeah. Oh, that's okay. That's no problem. I don't mind so much. As long as you're here to, enjoying the chat. That's all that matters. Mm. After your live CD DVD on one of the. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So okay. So Alice Cooper. I'm jotting everything down today. Like any suggestions, I I jot a lot of suggestions down, and I am a little behind on getting to them, but I do eventually get to them, and when I do, I'll let you know. But if I want, yeah, I need to get to find that for sure. So it's a CD DVD DVD. Oh, I like that. The sound of that. Okay. No, I will keep a lookout for that because if I can actually own it, I will. But I will give that a listen. I could probably find some of that online somewhere, but no, I rather actually find it on like the physical form if possible. Eventually, I still need so much, so many bands I still need to get. You know, I still need to get more Alice Cooper. I still need to get more more Sparks, which I am. I need to get more Pink Floyd because I've been really getting much into Pink Floyd lately, like so much more than usual. Oh, see that intrigues me even more. That intrigues me even more. Yeah, I love that. That is cool. So for those who are listening and not reading, Music and Cat Lover was saying it was recorded at a small record store and they played some old songs, raw and great nevertheless. Of course, he's talking about AstroTurf, the live CD DVD from Alice Cooper here. Awesome. Oh, what is my opinion of Billy Strings? For a for his style of music, of bluegrass and that, he's very talented. He's very, very good at it. I can see why Glenn Calloway from the basement really loves him and that. And I'm actually in the middle of doing a Strings picture for Glenn Calloway. I kind of messed up on it. I can fix it. It will be fixed, and you'll never ever know that it was messed up in the first place. But I kind of got discouraged a bit. I need to get back to that eventually. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're talking about the AstroTurf, of course, AC/DC AstroTurf, Robert. Yeah, yeah. I do need to see that. But my opinion of Billy Strings is I'm not into bluegrass. I mean, it's nothing. I would never get any of his albums because and again, not to discredit him or to put him down in any way. Like he's fantastic at what he does, and he's really good at what he does, and he deserves the fans that he gets for sure. And I 100% respect it, but it's nothing I would listen to. It's nothing I would listen to. So so that's my opinion of Billy Strings. He's really great. He deserves all the success and fans that he gets for sure, but it's not my cup of tea. Anything else you guys wanna talk about? But yeah, like I was saying about the new Alice Cooper. it's a must get. So thank you, Robert, for playing that for sure. I had to listen to the whole thing you know, and for the very reasons why I said, because the sound is a it perfectly encapsulates the new and the old. You know, like it's a perfect blend. uh, oh yeah, the Alice Cooper who was playing in the bookstore. Yeah, AstroTurf Live. I think that's what it's called, right? That's what music. Music and Cat Lover looks like he was saying that it's AstroTurf Live, the CD DVD of it is yeah with his old group members too. Yeah, so I'm very curious of seeing that, especially the DVD. I love watching because it's not enough just to listen to Alice Cooper if you can watch Alice Cooper too. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what he was that's what he was talking about. He was talking about the AstroTurf Live album. If I'm correct on that, right? Music and Cat Lover. That's what you're referring to. Because I love. Oh yeah, yes, and it's great. Exactly. So yeah, definitely got my curiosity. So I wrote it down. So far I have written down Cody Parks and the Dirty South. I will be checking them out. Texas Hippie Coalition, and he calls it Red Dirt Metal. That sounds awesome and interesting. So I can't wait to hear that. And of course the Alice Cooper AstroTurf. So yeah, I'm always interested in anything like that. You never know what I'm going to get for music. You know, whether it's in CD form or DVD form, because I still like to get DVD of music in that. My biggest thing, what I really like to get and find more of is DVD collections of videos from bands. Like if I can find like a DVD collection of all of Tool's videos, like all Tool videos in one place, or even if it was on Blu-ray right now, it doesn't matter. Um, or like a all the Sparks videos. Like it would probably that'd probably come in a 3 DVD set of every single Sparks videos, in one little box set. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Or like every single Pink Floyd like official video, you know, of any particular band. Because I have for ACDC, for example, I have a family, I think Family Jewels, and are yeah, I have a couple for ACDC. I'll be back. I'm not far. I'm just over here. Yeah. Like for example, I have Family Jewels and I have Plug Me In, and that is just like that's 4 discs of You can see that one. Let's see if I can't find the listing, which would be in here. So usually, like in these sets, the first DVD set would be the Bon Scott stuff, and of course, and then the last DVD set would be the second disc would be all the Brian Johnson stuff. This too. So and this has the whole what is it? Where is that? Like basically there's a mini movie for like I don't know, fans don't like Fly on the Wall, okay? But there's a whole like yeah, it's on this. It's on this. So all 4 songs of Fly on the Wall are like it's basically sorry, 5. For all 5 videos for Fly on the Wall is set up as a movie, yeah. Because it starts with a nervous shakedown, Fly on the Wall, Danger, Saint the Pink, oh no, not Nervous Shakedown. Sorry. It starts with Fly on the Wall, Danger, Saint to Paint, Stand Up, and Shake Your Foundation. Yeah. So I love that. Yeah, I have them all here, and it makes like a movie because all 5 videos makes one like little movie. It's cool that I have all that stuff here, like the like some original videos for like it ain't no fun. Yeah, that's on Plug Me In, I think. So yeah, I got things everywhere in here. Well, I'm all disheveled, but yeah, it starts off. Yeah, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. That's the one where they're on that truck bed going through the going through the city, and playing it live out on the street. That's raw. That's awesome. There's a lot of good videos in here. But yeah, what I was saying basically to get to the point is that I'm a huge fan of just DVD sets or now Blu-ray sets of just videos. I have one for Suzanne Vega. I have one for The Offspring. And what's that? Let's see. Yesterday, I said that Alice Cooper and Ozzy still had the same voice they had, and of course, we left out one. Yeah, John Fogerty. I guess he does still sound the same as he always did. He hasn't his voice hasn't faltered once. That's true. He still sounds as good as he did back then. I mean, okay, Ozzy, right? All the albums, every album, right up to the end, they all sound very, like Ozzy. There's no faltering in his voice. Okay, the only place you could hear it a little bit, he still sounded amazing, even at you know, that final show he did with his band. You can hear, yeah, you can hear it, but it was not him. It was the illness that was making him sound like that. He still had it. He still had his voice. He still maintained it. So Ozzy always sounded great. But yeah, you're right. John Fogerty should have. Yeah, I could have mentioned that too. But Alice Cooper, that's what I was talking about yesterday with Robert, is how Alice Cooper, even today, sounds the same. He sounds exactly the same. There's no difference in his voice. There's no faltering. He sounds identical. And Robert, the album I was talking about yesterday, if you like Alice Cooper, and I think this is an album that gets overlooked. If you like Alice Cooper and you like some of those old cover songs, he released this with Johnny Depp, the actor Johnny Depp, Hollywood Vampires, and I love this. I bought this because I was in Frank's music and Carl was playing this. Carl was playing this, and each song that kept on playing, I was hearing Alice Cooper singing all these old classic songs, and I'm like, what is this? And he shows me, and it's like, and instantly I had to buy it. I did. I actually seen Alice Cooper once, and quite honestly, like to see him live, like in a bigger stadium or something, would have been awesome. But I think I had a bigger expectation of what I wanted the show to be. And if I would have taken the show for what it was and not what my expectations were of what you saw on TV and stuff at the time, because it was in the I think in the early 90s, very early 90s, that I saw Alice Cooper live. And it was a small stage. It wasn't a really big production. He didn't go through too much of that theatrics that I was hoping for. The- But looking back on it now, the music, every song that was played was top notch and sound quality. I was disappointed in the stage production for that particular show that I had seen at the time. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, you love this. It starts off with the it starts off with a little narration from the actor Christopher Lee, where it's the intro where he sets it up. But then then it comes into Raise the Dead, My Generation, A Whole Lot of Love, which he that's a cover of Led Zeppelin. I got a line on you. 521, break on through to the other side. Kind of a combo of that. It's cool stuff. Yeah, 77 years old and had a 50-year career, and he still sounds good. Yeah, yeah. I only saw him once live, and in hindsight, the show was better than I had felt at the time. It really was. Like I said, he didn't miss a beat with any of the songs. All the songs were super perfect, and he sang them well, and the band played them well. But but the production for the stage that they played on, and how, yeah, that was my only little disappointing thing with the show. I it was my least favorite show that I ever went to see, which is something, because I love Alice Cooper. I love those albums, and he did all the stage production all three times. He doesn't do any audience interaction. No, no, he doesn't. It doesn't matter. Some frontmen don't need to. If they have a good stage production and they put on a good show, it doesn't matter if they really interact with the audience as much. It is cool when they do. When the first time I saw Metallica, which was pretty much the first real show that I had ever gone and seen. My first real big concert I seen was Metallica, and I was front row. I was front row. I ended up touching James Hetfield's hand. And it was just it was cool. It was cool. Like, like like seeing, like, this was the first time I seen like celebrities live in person. The only celebrity I can named James Best from the Dukes of Hazards. At a car show, for like when they were showing off the General Lee, and this was like in the late '70s. And when the Dukes of Hazards was a big show, and James Best, the actor who played Roscoe Pico Train from the show, was there, and I got kind of got to see him, not meet him, but I got to see him. But Metallica was the first big celebrities that I got to see in person. Hearing them live. For the first time in person. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. But still, regardless, just one Tool concert beats all three Metallica concerts I got to see. I seen Metallica three times, and Tool blew it out of the water. And Maynard, the first time I saw Tool live, Maynard wasn't even in front. He was hiding in the shadows. You didn't see him at all during the show. And still, the show was still like mind blowing. The sound, the music, what they played, the lineup, and everything. It was a experience. It was an experience. But yeah, Alice Cooper, any of those old bands, even we were talking about Kiss earlier, they put on great shows. They do put on great shows, but sometimes, as good as the show can be, like, I think that's my disappointing part of Alice Cooper when I saw Alice Cooper live, that I had such an expectation of the show that I really didn't appreciate the music as I should have. I should have been there 100% for the music and not for the show, but I was there for the show and not for the music, and and that's on me. So for me saying that it was a disappointing show, I should be disappointed in myself for not paying attention to the show properly. Mm, That in hindsight, yeah, that's how I feel about that. That it would have been a better show if I would have really focused on what was important. So yeah, yeah, I'm enjoying this discussion. Let's keep it going. What else you want? What other bands you guys want to talk about that is good? Because I can talk about anything right now, like especially when it comes to music. Anything you want to talk about music or entertainment in general. So So what else? What else can we talk about right here? Cool. Talking about bluegrass, do you know the Madison Violet? It is a folk duo from Toronto. I saw them several times and they were also great. You know, I'm not a country music fan, but I do actually enjoy bluegrass more than I do country music. There, there's some talent in that finger picking. When and I watch a, I watch a, well, can't can't say it's a police audit video because it's not an audit video, but they do court stuff. It's called the civil rights lawyer. When I watch all that stuff, well, he's a banjo player. He's a cigar toting banjo player, and at the end of every one of his little episodes, you see him doing a little ding 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 ding, ding picking, and yeah, it's cool. I always like it when I hear it. And actually am curious to see what else he can play on that banjo. But I'll check them out. So Madison Violet, you know what? I'll write them down and I will check them out for sure. Where did I put that pen? Yeah, oh, right there. So okay, Madison Velvet. So I mean, if you liked them, they can't be that bad, right? So I'll take your word for it, Violet, because I'm open minded. I'm so open minded to oh, okay. Mhm. Old leather stocking. Stocking. Yeah, okay. Old leather. See, this is brilliant. This is good stuff. This is what I want. I want more recommendations. Gotta keep the love of music going. So I love when people share music. I love sharing music. So anything is fair game right now. If you especially when I'm doing a live, because like I said, I do write things down and I do end up getting to it when I have a chance for sure. And I said earlier, I am behind on some of my recommendations that I want to get to, but I write them down and I do go back and look at it. So you saw Alice Cooper twice, Robert. The first time was at the Schools Out tour in '72. See, I would have been 1 year old, 1 years old. So taking me to a Alice Cooper concert would have been out of the question. At the Forum in Montreal with the original group, and Dr. John opened up the show, and the second time in Moncton. Oh yeah, you probably were at the same show that I went. Me, I don't know, maybe not. You might know. How many times did Alice Cooper play in Moncton? So if you played multiple times, I probably only seen. It might have been a different show because yeah, it could have been a different show. But I did see them once, at least once. So I'm pretty sure it wasn't with the Alice Cooper group at the time. It wasn't with them that I had saw Alice Cooper. I'm sure it was after that with some of the new players. I want to say that it was the Raise Your Fist and Yell tour. That's what I'm thinking it was, but I could be wrong with that. That's just that's the only one that came to mind. So it could have been that one. But I would have, yeah, I would have loved to have seen that first one, the Schools Out tour in '72. Yeah, that would have been awesome. That would have been awesome to see because that would have been with the Alice Cooper band. That would have been the stuff that I really want to hear. Yeah, yeah, for sure. That would have been the best stuff. But I do have some Alice Cooper. Of course, I have Killer. I do have Welcome to My Nightmare, Schools Out, and Billion Dollar Babies. I and then for the rest of the stuff, I have the best of, which has Poison, Bed of Nails, House of Fire, Love's a Loaded Gun, Feed My Frankenstein, which is always good. I always love Feed My Frankenstein. Lost in America, It's Me, Billion Dollar Babies, No More Mr. Nice Guy, Stolen Prayer, Snake Bite, This maniac's in love with you. Trash, sideshow, and under my wheels, honey. Oh yeah. Hey everyone, I'm listening as I make my dinner, so I can't type much. I'm just glad that you're listening in. I might do a live chat tomorrow if I want to join in around 1 p.m. Yeah, yeah, I'm there. If you're going to do a live chat, absolutely. The show is Welcome to My Nightmare in Moncton. So yeah, you probably saw it in the 70s. Yeah, I saw Alice Cooper. It had to been at least the late 80s or early 90s. And I'm thinking early 90s because I think I was a fan of Tool at the time when I went to see Alice Cooper. So it had to be early 90s. Probably, yeah, probably. But absolutely, Larry, I'll be there for sure. And so yeah, I have been work. Oh, Larry, I have been working on your cats. I don't want to show anybody the progress of it until it's ready. Until well, I want you to show it on your channel once you get it. Uh, So because like I said, I want to make sure that it's perfect. I really want to, you know, take my time with it and be deliberate. There's like I do not like I do not want to be working on it if I feel rushed in any way, shape, or form. That's why I'm kind of keeping my tools sharp, so to say, with these little projects that only take an hour to do. But I am working on it. I have started it. I have them lined up and in position. But yeah, I don't want to show anything. Oh, it was not the original group in Moncton. Ah, that's a shame. Oh, that's a shame to say. But of course, in Montreal, it was. That would have been yeah, like I said, that would have been the bomb. That would have been the best show for sure, for sure. Yeah. See, that's the Alice Cooper I want to see. Now I have, as some of you may or may not know, if I can find it fast enough here, right over here. No, that's the Aussie. But I have, oh, where is it? Might be somewhere else. You know what? If it's going to take me too long to find, I'm not going to dig for it. Nope, I'm not going to dig for it. But I do have the DVD thing of Welcome to My Nightmare and the 1977 TV special too for it. So I have it up there somewhere. I thought I could find it quickly enough, but no. But I do love it, and I need to watch that again. I haven't watched that in a little while. Well, October is coming, so that means Halloween stuff is coming. So October, I will be talking a lot more about Alice Cooper, a lot more about the scarier or or costumed type of bands. Maybe talk a little bit more about Kiss, maybe a tiny bit about the Insane Clown Posse here and there. Anything Halloween like. So when October comes around, yeah, the whole month it will be nothing but Halloween talk and spooky songs, and talk about monster mashes and all those fright type of music. That's gonna be fun. And I could talk about this again and stuff and stuff. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, those of you who have not listened to that yet, if you love Alice Cooper, just because Johnny Depp is on the guitar, it's still great because he has like four or five other guitarists backing him up. Just saying. But still, just to see that stuff live is it's actually pretty cool. So yeah, Hollywood Vampires, yeah, I think it's a little underrated. I think it should get a little bit more attention, especially if you love Alice Cooper, because he sings on it and it sounds fantastic. Sounds fantastic. So anything else you guys want to talk about? I'm music's the. I'm trying to come up with something else. Like Like, how fantastic is that now that I'm finally getting like certain full full collection of albums. Like, just the thought of having all like pretty much what I have for for the Beatles. I still wanted to get number ones, you know. I still want to get the number ones. Those would be interesting. Oh, when yeah, something talking about Beatles, okay, and talking about and Larry can agree. Last night when I played this in the headphones, the first disc of this Creedence Clearwater Revival box set that Robert lent me, a lot of these songs in the first on especially on this first disc, it's in I didn't I mean I read it this morning when I got up, but I noticed it last night when I was playing it that only certain songs are in stereo, and only songs number 5 to 10, and then songs to 20 to 24 are in stereo, and but all the rest are in mono. And I could tell right away when I was listening to it, because you because when I put a CD on, I'm searching for that stereo play of that, that cool dynamics. But yeah, it's cool. Like, the more I hear mono, again, I'm kind of with the I'm starting to agree with Larry on that. The more you listen to mono, now that I have more mono that I can listen to, because I never was a fan of mono before, but it does change the sound of it, because if you can listen to something in mono and then listen to it again in the same song in stereo, things change. The dynamic of it changed. Some things will be louder, some things will be missing, you know. Yeah, so I'm pretty intrigued now again with mono. Mono, I think mono works the best if you like, especially in the old school days when you had stereos with only one speaker, or if you had a tape recorder with just one speaker. And well, hello, Douglas. It's coming up in a second there. It's a little slow. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Happy Labor Day weekend. Yes, my day off is tomorrow. I won't be working tomorrow. I don't actually get the actual day of Labor Day, which would be Monday, off. Whenever it's to do with the trucks, because the trucks have to take a certain day off, and then by time so I'm not exactly sure how it works, but my days off are usually the day. If my day off is a Monday, I get the Sunday off, and it's just the way it works. And Hollywood Vampires have a second album called Rise and a CD DVD called Live in Rio. Woo! Okay, I won't forget that. I'll be looking into that. A second album. I did not know that. Thank you for letting me know. I'll be looking into that definitely, because it's good. It's really an awesome album. And then Music and Cat Lover is right about Alice Cooper. Yeah, of course he's right about Alice Cooper. I agree. Yeah. Oh wait, Welcome to His Nightmare was his first solo album under um only under his name. Oh, it is, isn't it? Again, unless you know, I never really, and that's on me again. I never really look deeper into it than I should be. Like, if I would read more of the liner notes and stuff, I probably would know that more. But no, I actually did not know that. Is it, but that makes sense. That's why it doesn't sound as the same as It's still an awesome album, but Killer. There's something special about Killer that I just really love. School's out too. School and Billion Dollar Baby. I don't know. They're all great stuff. And yeah, so yeah, of course. um, yeah, I gotta look into that. Rise and Live in Rio. Definitely, definitely, for sure. What else I want to talk about? Yeah, as I was saying, now that I'm starting to get full album collections, Like there's so many to get. I'm loving and like how much I'm loving getting into Pink Floyd. Like I was listening again. I was listening to I was trying to catch up on my listening to the first disc of the Amagama. You know that those four live tracks. That stuff is great in the earphones too. I had that in there for almost a good three listens in a row because it was just like yeah, it was good. It was good. Um, yeah, I'm really getting into the Pink Floyd. I need Dark Side. I do need Dark Side. I need to get yeah, I need to get them all. Like all the good ones. We'll see. We'll see. I might have to sample some of the other lesser ones, but knowing me, I probably want to get them anyway. But yeah, and now that I have Larry Graves listening in, and just in case I have not said this enough, thank you, Larry, for everything you've been doing for me and the kindness and the generosity and that. You guys know how I feel about that. I made a video the other day where I expressed my feelings about that. You know, it's truly a special. I love the friends that I'm making. I'm making. I think I have more friends now, like even in real life than I've had in a while. You know, um, this the weekend last weekend I was able to hang out with a childhood buddy friend of mine, you know, and it was awesome. And I am going to be interviewing him in about a week or a week and a half. I got some. Morris, have I seen one of these movies? Zombie Strippers, Cannibal Girls, to the Third Dad, all on Tubi for free. I seen Zombie Strippers. If that's the same Zombie Strippers I'm thinking of that has Robert England in it, if it's the one with Robert England that I'm thinking of, then yes, I did see it. If it doesn't have Robert England in it, then no, I did not see it. But the rest, no, I did not see those. But they'd be fun. I like horror movies. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to Halloween because I want to talk about horror movies. I want to talk about the whole month. I will be talking. It will be dedicated to Halloween themed stuff. I really do want to because after after Sparks Timber is over, you kind of want to change gears and do something a little different. I totally love doing Sparks Timber, and I'm so looking forward to doing Sparks Timber tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow later on after we're done the live with Larry, because I'm definitely going to be joining the live with Larry tomorrow. I definitely have to and want to do a recap of all the previous year of um of what I did for Sparks. Like I wanna look at what I had in albums, what I ended up getting for albums after the Sparks Timber was done last year. You know, what was new that I have this year that I didn't have when I did it last year. Um and I can tell you right now something I want to do with the rating. The thirsty dead, the thirsty dead. Okay, no, I will be looking into those for sure. I know my brother Chris loves horror movies too, and he's always looking for good horror movies. So if those are, uh, I'm sure my brother would love that too. So yeah, I'll do some horror movie watching parties with my brother. That'd be fun. In the last year, I discovered Pink Floyd more and appreciate them, and I became a fan of David Gilmour. Now my second favorite guitar player after Buck Dharma from Blue Oyster Cult. That's saying a lot. And I need again. There's another band, and again, there's too many, so many. There's another band I need more of. I need more Blue Oyster Cult. I mean, everything I've heard from them, I love. So why wouldn't I love more Blue Oyster? I have not heard enough Blue Oyster Cult, but like I can only handle like four or five bands at a time, and everybody's throwing like this band and that band that but there's like dozens and dozens of bands I need to get into, dozens of bands I need to get into, but yeah, like, yeah, that band for sure I need to get into. But I want to hear more of the David Gilmour stuff. I do love Gilmour's playing, like, like especially those first few albums, like, Metal, Saucer Full of Secrets. Those two albums there, particular, there's some good guitar work on there, and I love the experimental nature. Glenn Glenn Calloway left a comment on that video where I asked if Pink Floyd is prog, and I asked that, and particularly because I did know that Glenn Calloway does not think Pink Floyd is a is a prog band at all. He thinks they're more of a he he thinks they're more of a psychedelic band. They are, of course, which they are. They're the leading and one of the leading psychedelic bands out there. And there's so many other psychedelic bands I need to get to on that front. So, well, yeah. Oh, Scott! Hey, Scott! Welcome. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, desperately need more Blue Oyster Cult. I gotta put them higher on my need to get list for sure. Yeah, of course. Again, 100%. I agree with you. That's what I was saying too on my video. They are prog. I don't care what Glenn says. I see his point of view. I can understand where he's coming from, but when I listen to Pink Floyd, especially with metal and you can't say that metal and a saucer full of secrets or even Pipers at the Gates of Dawn, the first three albums, you cannot say that they're not. Yeah, they are a psychedelic band for sure, 100%. But they are prog. They are equally as prog. Maybe not with the time signatures per se, but just going outside of the box, presenting music in a unique and different form. It's those bands, and that's what I was trying to talk about earlier too. It's those bands that go to the that that breaks the mold, that breaks rules, and they give you unique music. So, also, you're saying metal, Dark Side, Wish You Were Here, and Animals. Well, okay, yep, yep. Who am I to argue with that? You're the expert. Like, if Scott from the Prog Corner, and if you not subscribe to Scott from the Prog Corner, do so, please. He has such a great channel. I have not been going to your lives too much, honestly, and I'm kind of sad at myself because I sleep in too late sometimes. But this morning I was up early. We'll see how early I go to bed tonight. If I'm up early enough, I'll try to catch the first part of your live tomorrow because at one point I do want to go live with Larry because he's going to be going. It would be no, actually, I have time to go live with you because he's going 1 p.m. his time, which is 2 p.m. my time. Oh no, I got plenty of time to go to your live. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. So let's get to the next comment here. Oh, come on. There we go. What I always love about Gilmour's lead solos is that he is not a shredder. He plays very nice melodic lead solos. Some of the best solos are people who don't shred. We were talking about Ace Frehley much earlier in the thing, and that's what I think I love so much about Ace Frehley solos is he's not a frilly, fast playing soloist. Ace Frehley says himself, some of the best solos, all the best solos are the ones you can hum. If you're hearing a solo and you can't hum along to it, it's probably not a good solo. So thank you. Oh yeah? Okay. Yeah, yeah. He is the expert. He really is the expert for prog. I 100% agree. And Morris, did I ever see Alice Cooper live? Yeah, I saw Alice Cooper live once, okay? And I was just talking about it earlier. And okay, now the truth, I wish I would have seen I love Susie Quattro. You know, the first time I seen her was in Happy Days. Yeah. Um now yeah, Ace rules absolutely. Ace is in my top 5. Love him. Yeah, he's up there. He's up there. It's not Kiss without Ace Frehley for sure. But to go back with what what I was saying about Alice Cooper earlier is that when I went to see Alice Cooper, I had such great expectations about the stage show that I wanted to see that I didn't get the stage show that I wanted to see, that I didn't focus enough on the music at the time. I was disappointed with the show, but it wasn't the fault of the music. It wasn't the fault of the band at all. They were awesome. In hindsight, they sounded great. Everything sounded great. My disappointment in the stage production, is completely on my bad. My part took me out of the show. It took me, I don't know, and I'm kicking myself now for not paying attention to the music more than I was. That's stupid of me. It was a better show than I gave it credit for. So I seen Alice Cooper, and let's say he was awesome. He was awesome. The performance was awesome. My disappointment in their stage production was not awesome. It totally on me. Okay, just wanted to throw that out there because I was talking about that earlier, and when I think about that now, yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. All right. Anything else we want to talk about? Yeah, we were talking about Pink Floyd and them being prog. Yeah, they are totally prog. And yeah, oh gosh, now I'm like I'm so looking forward to going. Like, I can't afford it, right? And I need to save money. I was so tempted but no, I can't afford it this week. I Next paycheck I will. The next paycheck I wanted to go and look for some more Pink Floyd. I was so like wanted to go and go to spin it and see what I couldn't find secondhand for Pink Floyd, just to get some more Pink Floyd in my collection, because I need more. I need more. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Detroit City. Yeah, for sure. Which is awesome. Milwaukee. Yeah. Yeah. The same place where Laverne and Shirley is set at. So that is cool. Yeah, I love Alice Cooper. A lot of good bands from Detroit. I think Jack White is from Detroit or something like that. And even the Insane Clown Posse is from Detroit. But we're not talking about Insane Clown Posse. We don't have a lot of fans of them on this channel right now. So, but I don't know. I've just been thinking about Insane Clown Posse lately because of Halloween and stuff. And plus, I borrowed a whole bunch of Insane Clown Posse stuff from my brother that I need to get to. Oh, remember when I was saying that it was just a little side? Oh, well, I got some more stuff here. Oh, yeah, I'll bring that up after. Let's read some comments. I want to get to you guys first. Okay, here we go. Since I mentioned Pink Floyd, you saw the Animals tour. Ooh, okay, that'd be cool. Any Pink Floyd would have been awesome. I would have loved to seen any of the Pink Floyd shows. I would have loved to seen the Animals tour. I would have loved to seen even Pulses would have been good. Pulses, what else? Echoes would have been cool. Uh, I don't know. I think yeah, they have legendary live shows. Any one of their legendary live shows would have yeah. I think for me, probably what I would have loved to have seen was what I would say the Wall, and I want to get that too. I want to get. I want to get some live stuff. I heard the Pompeii one was good. I got to get that one. Yeah. So, oh, MC5s are from Detroit too. Yeah. I need another band that I need to get stuff from. I like MC5s. A lot of good stuff from them. So many good bands that I just that I just need. The list is never ending. The list is never ending. But I try my best to get to everything. I mean, look when how long ago was that when I had no Black Sabbath in my collection and I was like kicking myself like why do I not have any Black Sabbath in my collection? I'm like what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? So as soon as I started collecting that, by the time I got that first one, you know, as many as I could get, and still I'm not done yet. I'm stopped for the moment because I do have now because since I get all the Aussie stuff, you know, from Black Sabbath, except for 13, I still need to get their last album with Ozzy called 13, and I will get the rest of the other, you know, non-Aussie albums eventually. I definitely want the rest of the Dio stuff for sure. But again, and then Ozzy, you know, passed on, and then I bought a couple more Ozzy CDs, and now I only need three. Now I only need three. It does. It does. It's never ending list. Oh, he was born in Arizona. Oh, that's funny. Okay, that's funny. Alice Cooper was not born in Detroit. He was born in Arizona. Vincent Bernier was born in Detroit. That's no, that's perfect. I think that is the quote of the day. You know, that is the best right there. I love that. I love that. Yeah, that's true. That's so true. He did the complete Animals album and Wish You Were Here and Encore. Money, a fantastic show with quadraphonic sound. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Any Pink Floyd show, like I said, probably would have been so awesome. Probably would have been mind blowing. I probably I would say, even though I probably like the music of Metallica, no, I can't say that anymore. I cannot say that anymore. As much as I loved Metallica, I'm getting so much into such eclectic, different taste in music. No, yeah. Oh, I want to keep that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You are right, Robert. It is Vincent Damon Fernier in Detroit. Yeah, for sure. That's cool. That's cool. But Alice Cooper was born in Arizona. Okay. People like that, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's where Maynard is right now, eh? He lives in Maynard. He lives in Arizona, Jasper, Arizona. So yeah, so that's where he has his vineyard in Arizona. And like, wow, in that dry country, how can you grow grapes in Arizona? Isn't that desert? You know? But no, he does, and he's very successful at it. That's now that's a little bit of a side note. If I could ever get a bottle of Maynard's wine, like anything from his vineyard, anything, I don't care what it is. Now I've asked a couple of times at the liquor store, you know, if if there's a way that they could get it, but no, it would be by for them to try to get that a special order and have it shipped all the way up here, and it would cost me too much. It would cost me so much to get a bottle of Maynard's wine from his vineyard. Yeah. So any more entertainment talk? Yeah, I'm planning on a big month for Halloween. Like I said, next month for Sparks Timber is going to be a big month because there's going to be an episode every single day for Sparks Timber, and if I can throw in more, I want to. Another movie I saw was Deadlier Than the Male with Ellie Summer. Oh, I want to keep that on there. Yeah, another. Oh, hey, Deadlier Than the Male with Ellie Summer. Okay, Deadlier Than the Male. Make sure I know that's a movie. Movie. Deadlier Than the Male. Yeah, I want to keep these in mind for sure. Than the Male. Yeah, I'm always looking for, I wasn't really the biggest fan of horror movies, but I do like a good horror movie now every now and then. You know, I'm the some of my favorite horror movies and recent horror movies that I love. I love the Jordan Peele stuff. I love Nope. I love Us and the other ones there. So I wasn't trying to be smart, and I respect your opinion. I meant no harm. Oh no, we're all friends here. There's no harm ever. Alex. Oh, okay. Elite Summer. Oh, okay. I'll write that down. Elite Summer. So that's the actor in the movie, right? Okay. Elite Summer. Just to make sure I have the right one. Yeah. And oh yes. Okay. The next yes, I do know that movie. I love that movie actually. Yeah. An independent one from Canada. Yeah. Oh, I actually, you know what? I forgotten that it was a Canadian movie. But I do know it. The Cube is one of my it is actually is up there in one of my top horror movies. Of course, I have a soft spot for The Thing. The Thing is was still one of my favorite horror movies. Yeah, I love stuff like The Shining. I even like Doctor Sleep. I really love Doctor Sleep. Like it's for a part two to a Stephen King novel. Yeah. Yeah, never any problem, Robert. We know you have a good sense of humor. So we all have a good sense of humor here, or we should. So what else for good movies that I like? Now I love the It movies. I have all three It movies. I have the one with the original with what's his name? Oh, it's really on the tip of my tongue right now. But oh gosh, I can't think of his name at the moment. But the Tim Curry. Tim Curry as the original Pennywise. But oh gosh, the remakes, I love the remakes. Now, when the first one came out, okay, I was working at the movie theater, the like the remake of it that is. I was working at the movie theater and I had to go in to do a theater check, okay? And it was the first showing of it ever. And going I was going in at the and I was going in at the same moment as where the garage scene was with the projector and not knowing what's coming up. Okay, I'm in there trying to do a theater check, and I know it's going to be a freaky movie. The first the original '80s movie was pretty freaky for what they had, but when like the way the scene built up and ramped up, I was like, what are we gonna see? And then he pops out of the screen like that jump scare. It made me jump. It made me jump more so than any other jump scare ever. Like because I wasn't really expecting it because he was on the projector and then it kind of he disappeared from the projector and I wasn't sure where he was gonna and then he's out in the projector huge and like Yeah, that freaked me out. I loved it. I loved it. um. Oh, okay. Talking about now, how many people are into the? Okay, well, wait, let's see here. She was also in Shot in the Dark with Peter Sellers. The last name is right, and the first name is misspelled. Misspelled. Oh, this one here, like Summer. Oh, okay. So the so let's go back to this. She was also in Shot in the Dark with Peter Sellers. Oh, okay. I think that's where Ozzy got the title for that song, Shot in the Dark. It was from that movie. It was just a great title. And okay, but I'll check her out. I'll find her. I It's been great chatting with you all. Have a great Labor Day weekend. Oh, thank you for joining us, Robert. You have a great day too, and hopefully we'll get together again very soon. So yeah, thank you for joining us. And again, thank you, Robert, for lending me this. I will have a review of that first disc plus with the with the Woodstock thing tomorrow. I'll be doing a good review of that first disc tomorrow. I did a short review earlier of it when I first started the channel. First started the live broadcast, but yeah. Oh wow, I've been going for 2 hours now. 2 hours and 6 minutes. It is 6 p.m. here. But you know what? As long as I got a few people here, I can keep this going a little bit longer. As long as you guys have some questions you want to know, I'm here for you. I'm I'm not really in a hurry. I mean, yeah, I do got some cleaning that I'm going to be getting to, but you guys are important. So I'm going to give you guys another 10, 15 more minutes to start winding down. So, peace, Robert. Have a good one. And it's inspect it's Inspector with the Pink Panther. Oh, I love the Pink Panther. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. So, yeah, yeah. Let me a shot in the dark. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna write that down too, because I'm always, because eventually I'm gonna get to it, especially, especially during October when it's Halloween month. I will be definitely going and looking into more of the scarier stuff for sure. So what I'm writing down is shot in the dark, because I have it right next to where I wrote Deadlier Than the Mail and Inspector with the Pink Panther. So Pink Panther. Oh, yeah, I like Peter Sellers. Panther. Okay. All right. So, anything else in the news for music? Oh, oh. Um, I just read a coming to Tool news. Okay, I just my favorite band. I just read. You know what? Before I get into that little story, I have to answer RW here. Have I covered Helix? What I have of Helix is this rocking you for 30 years. But every once in a while when I go in at the record store and I look in the H section, I actually linger on the Helix albums. I love No Rest for the Wicked. I do like their albums. So yeah, No Rest for the Wicked. There's Walking the Razor's Edge, A Long Way to Heaven. Those are great, albums. Wild in the Streets is great. There's some there's some unreleased songs on here. There's a I'm Alive Frankenstein is unreleased. There's a radio version unreleased of Good to the Last Drop. Um, I have a story. I have a story. Okay. Oh yeah, Doug's saying It's the second Pink Panther movie. Good to know. Good to know. And Helix, you saw them in the 80s live supporting Blue Oyster Cult. That would have been a great show. See, that would have been an awesome show. I do have a small story with one of the songs here. The first song on here is called Running Wild in the 21st Century, right? It's off of the album Back for Another Taste. Now, when that video first came out, and if you remember, there's a guy on they featured a guy on that video called Snake Man, which is basically a guy he was tattooed from head to toe. The when I in in the early 90s, and I think in 1992, because this was from like that song came out in around that time in the early 90s. Yeah, it was around in the early 90s when that song came out, that guy, that snake, the snake guy, with the tattoos in that from that video. I was working at McDonald's in Moncton here off of Ensley Drive they had just opened the store. The store was brand new. I opened the store. I was a cashier, and I was maybe only there for 3 weeks at the time. I had been there for 3 weeks, and didn't that guy walk in, the Snake Man, the guy with the tattoos from that 21st century Running Wild in the 21st Century video? Didn't he show up in the store? and and I shook his hand and talked to him for a few moments. He left an autograph picture for the entire, like, for the store that they put up on the bulletin board. Everybody was yeah. So I have a tiny little story with Helix. Well, a tiny little connection with that. So, but I do like Helix, and do want to get more of their albums. Absolutely. I think they're on. I think they're yeah, I think they deserve more praise for what they do. And I will have to say that growing up with the video for Rock You, okay, it never had occurred to me before really that much until one day I hadn't seen the video for a long time, and then I had just randomly had checked it out, Rock You, and I started cracking up. It started making me laugh so much because the way, if you watch the video, the way he's shouting, the way the singer is shouting right into the camera, is like, "Give me an R, O, C, yay!" It just, for some reason, it just made me crack right up, and I couldn't. And like it was one of the funniest things I had seen, and I had seen the video plenty of times before, but never before had it made me crack up that much and laugh. Like, you watch that video and tell me that's not funny. That's not funny, just the way he's yelling into the camera like that. I love it. I love it. I think it's a great video, and just for that fact, just for that little thing alone, that it made me laugh. So yeah, I love Helix. So yeah, bring up some more bands that I might have around here. I have music from everywhere. You don't know what song I might have, I because if I don't have it on an album, I might have it on a compilation. I might have it on on something. Yeah, yeah. I love MC5s. I need more MC5s. I love Kick Out the Jam is awesome. Is great. You know. Oh, see, yeah. Them and Blue Oyster Cult did a song live. That's awesome stuff. That's awesome stuff. I love to get into stuff like that. I bet it would be hard to find Helix in the U.S. Especially now with the tariffs, because look, it's Canadian made, of course. Look, like, proudly so. This is Canadian made, and there's one of these days I'm gonna go through all the Canadian music, all the Canadian bands that I have. That's a video idea for another day. Yeah, in a few weeks, or maybe a month or so from now, I'll have to write that down. I won't forget that. If I don't write it down now, I'll forget that. Yeah. Okay. Video about Canadian made music. Video about Canadian music. Video. Yeah. Because I want to talk more about Canadian music. Because yeah, there's a lot of great like. Oh, come, my favorite band, my favorite Canadian band is Rush, hands down. Canadian bands. Yeah, I'll circle that. That's a video idea. All right. Yeah, yeah. I would imagine Helix would be hard to find in the U.S. Um, yeah, like if that'd be yeah, I could probably find it. You find it. Would I want to do that? It'd be yeah, I would try to if I could. The share music. If yeah, you have to order it or something, or have somebody send it to you. And that would be the best bet. I wish I would be able to send you some Helix RW. So Morris, do I have any of the Straubs heroes? Oh, I don't. I don't. I need to actually. I need to catch up on that. I know of them. I don't know how much I've heard of them. I need to. Yeah, I want to catch up on that. I gotta play that because I know I liked them. I don't remember them, but I know I had heard them somewhere. So yeah, that's something I do need to listen to just to make sure. So hero and heroine. I'm writing everything down. I'm writing it all down. Hmm. So I love that. I love that. Keep suggestions going. Yeah, of course. I'm Canadian, and anything that's Canadian that's good. I have a couple of Tragically Hip CDs here, and I need to get more. I have yeah, I have of course Rush, but I know I have more than that. I have some local stuff that I'm really loving. There's a lot of good local stuff around here that you never know what local band that you might have around your area that's not getting the attention that are actually really good bands. I still would love to promote and talk more about local bands for sure, but not on another live. Rick Wakeman played with them on Grave New World. Brave, you probably say Brave New World. You're probably thinking Iron Maiden. Oh, Brave New World. Brave New World. Is that Helix? Brave New World. Uh, no, I don't see that yet. No, Brave New World. A Grave New World. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know Grave New World. Uh, uh, do you mean Grave New World or is it Brave New World? Because if it's Brave New World, that's Iron Maiden. But Rick Wakeman, I've heard the name, but I don't know if I know him. See, so many good artists that I know I would like an artist that I really there's okay. So there's a few guitar players and artists that I really want to get into that I know I'm overlooking that I know I would love more. I need to hear more Jeff Beck. I need to hear more. I need to get more Ry Cooder. I need to get more like even some stuff from David Gilmour that's not Pink Floyd. Anything that people are raving about. You should check this out. You should check that out. So much. It's so much. It's the Straubs. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Grave New World. Oh, so okay. Because as soon as you said Grave New World, it was like Grave New World. Okay. No, that's that because that would be a great pun. Grave New World. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Here's me complicating things more so than necessary. That's just me. Of course, it's simple like that. So yeah, I'll be checking them out as soon as I can. Like I said, I'm a little busy, and I do have things to do tonight for sure. Like I still want to do some more cleaning up before I get to finishing some more of that drawing. I definitely got to get back to drawing tonight. Now that I've started, I get the itch. I get the itch. Actually, is from the Witchwood. From the Witchwood. Witchwood. Okay. Again, I'm writing all that down. From the Witchwood. From the Witchwood. Excellent. Excellent. And anything that I'm writing down here, eventually I will come back to talk about it on my channel. And yeah, so but there's so much I gotta catch up on. So much I gotta catch up on. All right, I think I'm gonna start winding down. I've been going live for 2 hours and 20 minutes. I had a few people join in and pop in and pop out. I got 5 people here joining right now, so that's awesome. You know, and oh yeah, the other is uh, Grave New World. So Witchwood, Grave New World. Yeah, yeah, Grave New World. I'll be writing. Yeah, so I think I want to be checking all this stuff first. Some of the other stuff that I need to check out, I can put on the back burner for the moment, and I will get to it. But Brave New World, and I have to show this next one here because as love you too, Scott. You are awesome, and I'm always going to be a big fan of your channel. And again, I I hate myself for not watching more. I do watch a lot of your content though. I do watch more of your regular videos. I just wish that I had more. I was more awake and was able to join your channel more. Like especially when you go live because I do like your lives too. I love being able to be in the chat and joining in with everybody. But it, Sundays is usually the worst days for me because I have to because usually I have to go to work earlier on Sundays. But since tomorrow is a holiday, I'll be there. I'll be there tomorrow. Absolutely. Oh, he plays with Yes. Yeah, yeah. I'm so happy I got the Yes albums that I have. You know. Speaking of Yes, just so I remind everybody what I have of Yes, I got classic Yes. Bought this brand new because I had to. It has a bonus stuff on it. So close to the edge. Awesome. I'm so happy to have that too. This is good. I need to play this more. And I have played every single album in here. Need to play them again. I'm just looking for the opportunity to play all 5 of them again. Can't really tell you which one I enjoyed more or less. I haven't ranked them or anything. One of these days I'm gonna have to rank all 8 of these albums that I have. But that's what I have. I have these 5 albums, of course, with Going for the One, Tormato, Drama, um, 90125, and Big Generator. So, but I did really enjoy these. These were superb. So, all right. So that's it for me. I think I am going to let you go. I still got some cleaning to go, but I thank you all so much for joining me here. And for those who are watching after I post this, you know, leave me comments down below. Tell me what you think of all this, and if you have any news. Oh, yeah. I was started to say something earlier and I kind of got distracted out of it. There is one thing I want to mention before I leave. Am I missing? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I know what you, it's a little bit misspelled there, but I know what you're talking about. I need to get it. I need to get it. Yeah, definitely need to get that. That is one. That's right up there. I could talk forever about the bands and the albums that I need. Yeah, I next time I want to try to schedule it earlier so it gives more people time. Like I scheduled it at the last moment because again, sometimes I don't know if I can go live until the day, until like where I'm approaching the day. But I really want to give people more notification well before I go live that I am going to live to be more certain. And if I can next weekend, I want to try again to go live next weekend for sure. Oh, that would have been an awesome tour. Yeah. So yeah, I am definitely desperately missing topographical oceans. That Yes album for sure. Yeah, like I said, I could talk forever about the albums that I need and want from all these awesome bands. Like I gotta focus on one at a time. Right now I'm focusing on on Pink Floyd. I still in my top 5 stuff that I need to complete, I still need that one live album from AC/DC, and then I'm done with that. Um, with the Beatles, I still wanna get the number ones, the CD of number ones. I do wanna get that. I think that's something that would look good in my collection, and I do want that. And I need to complete my Aussies. I need 3 more Aussies, and so that's pretty much my focus right now of the next kind of stuff I need to get. But yeah, so like again, like talking about other bands, I borrowed this from my friend Robert, but I need to get my own. And oh, let's get that first. And do not forget the great album cover artwork of many Yes albums from Roger Dean. Oh yeah, yeah, they're. I even love their logo. I mean, these are fantastic covers, fantastic covers. And and I agree 100% with with Larry on this one, except for going for the one. That's kind of not great. No, that's not great. But then you get but then you get drama here. For example, that's pretty nice. That's a pretty nice cover. I find. I like stuff like that. So when they have a good cover, yeah, it makes it. So I'm still dragging this out. It's all good. Get number one CD and DVD. Yeah, yes. For the Beatles, yes, yes. You're absolutely right. And there's still a couple more Beatles movies I need to watch. I still want to watch Let It Be. I still want to watch the Magical Mystery Tours. I have not checked those out yet, but I do. That I do need to get them. Actually, I really enjoyed Drama 2 when I played it. I mean, that's one I'm looking forward to replaying for sure, for sure. But I actually really enjoyed 90125. I'm a big fan of Owner of a Lonely Heart, and Big Generator wasn't that bad. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed Drama. That's something I need to play again for sure. They say that Patrick Moraz as they say that's Patrick Moraz as the Naked Man. The Naked Man. Oh, okay. Okay. From the Naked Man from what? Oh, the Naked Man on on off of that. Yeah, from here. Yeah, that's the Naked Man you're talking about. I I don't know. I did not know of that, but if that's true, then okay. And I don't even really know who that is. But but you know what? I'll check them out. I'll look that up. I just Did I just drop my pen? Oh no. Patrick Moore has really okay. I don't know who that is, but that'd be interesting to find out. Moraz. Wow. you're just keeping me here. You're just keeping me here longer and longer. I don't mind as long as you keep coming up with questions. I'll probably stay longer. But I'm trying to wind down and end this live stream. But I'm not in a hurry. I'm doing it slowly. Again, I just love hearing from you guys. So I'm here for you guys, and and I love doing this, and I don't want to stop doing this. I keep saying that I wish I could do this as a full. I could do this full time. I wish I could do this full time and create more art. And this is doing stuff like with the mask here. That's me trying to bring you more art. Hello played with Yes, and Scott told us about that picture. Oh, yeah, Scott from my awesome friend Scott. Yeah. So okay. So yeah, I have to check it out. Say I don't know about stuff like that. It's nice to learn. It really is. That's why I need to watch more of the Prague Corner, because because that's a subject I need to learn more about, because it does seem like prog is my favorite genre of music because of the stuff I've been gravitating to. My favorite stuff of Pink Floyd is the stuff that sounds more prog. My favorite stuff of Tool is the stuff that sounds more prog. My favorite stuff of Rush is the stuff that sounds more prog. My favorite stuff of even Yes is the stuff that sounds more prog. So because sometimes that 4/4 beat, gets it's just a little bit boring and monotonous, and you want to break the rules and change it up. And so I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. I love it. I'm pretty sure prog. I thought I thought heavy metal was my favorite genre of music, and it has been for the longest time. It was, but now I think it has to be prog. All right. Okay, this is it. This is done. We're thank again. I already said this a few times now as I'm trying to leave here, but thank you so much for making this a fun one. This, I went an half an hour longer than I wanted to, but you guys made it special. Everybody who joined in and out, thank you so much for everybody for joining me. And so yes, look forward to some more lives. I need to go live more often. I want to schedule it a little earlier so I get everybody, to get everybody on board sooner and everybody. Thank you, music and cat lover. Always a pleasure having you here. And I am going to be making you I will be making you a moderator. And thank you, RW. I want you've been awesome and pleasant, and I want to make you a moderator. I don't care. I'll make all the friendly ones that I like that comes on my that comments on my channel. As you can see, Doug is a moderator. Pro Corner is a moderator. Larry Grays, of course, is a moderator. I'll make Robert. I'm gonna make Robert a moderator on my channel. You'll have power to kick people off if they're being abusive and not right. Oh, you're very welcome, RW. It's always a pleasure interacting with you guys. This is what it's all about. I wanna. It's about putting you back in YouTube. That's a message from my videos. Putting the you back into YouTube. It's all about you guys. Yeah, yeah, awesome. Yeah, you guys are very, very welcome. Scott told us about Vandergraaf Generator, another band I need to get into more. Yes, again, all of them, all of them. All right, everybody, thank you very much. I am going to let you guys go, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, watch other videos of mine first. Make sure I want you to enjoy my channel. So to make just watch some other videos first. If you really do enjoy my channel, then subscribe, but not just don't just willy-nilly subscribe to anybody. I only subscribe to people I know I'm going to enjoy their channels, like Scott's. Subscribe to Scott or Larry Graves. So everybody, please be safe. Take care. I will see you on the flip side. And please, everybody, have a great day, evening, morning, night, afternoon, wherever you may be. And happy Labor Day. Exactly, Doug. Thank you. Bye. And I love you all. So let's end this. So let me get out of here and take care, everybody. Bye.